Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Monday View and we are taking a look at the Castle Arts 120 Gold colored pencils. They are an oil-based pencil. They are a blue barrel. They have the color number as well as the color name, and of course the Castle Arts logo and a gold. They are a really nice pencil. They have a great selection of colors, going from our lightest of yellows into our grays and our blacks. I think they have an actually really well balanced set of pencils here. There isn't too many blues, there isn't too many greens, there isn't too many of any certain color there, and there's not certain colors where there's just not enough of. So I think they've got a really good balance in the full 120 set. They color beautifully. As you saw on Saturday, we were coloring in a coloring book, and they were doing very nicely in there. They also do very nicely on the cardstock. As you can see here, we colored the bottom of the swatch chart with these pencils. They blended very nicely. We did do a full review of them as well as the testing. They passed the water test, they passed the smudge test. They did very well in the three color gradient as well as the rainbow. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see this a little bit better, just so that you can see all the testing information. There we go. So they did pass all of the tests. They blended well with a blender pencil as well as a blender pen. I didn't test with the white, but I did test with a alcohol marker blender pen, and they did very well with that. They do erase quite well. They remove quite a bit of the pigment with the erasing, um, both with a light, medium, and dark hand. The Amazon pricing for these with the case, they were on sale when I got them, um, and you can get them on sale as well. They're regularly priced $74.99, which does include 4 paper pads, the case, and extras. The tin regular price is $64.99. So it works out to be about 62 cents a pencil for the ones in the case, 54 cents a pencil for the ones in the tin, which is about a mid-range price. Statements by the company were that they were waterproof. They had waterproof capabilities, which we did prove. They were smear proof, which we did prove. I don't know about light fast. I don't pay much attention to companies and their light fast claims because I don't need it. They say they're acid free. I can't again can't decide on that one. They were easy to sharpen. They are oil based and they are bonded through the core. So basically, what that means is that the core is put in between the wood with a layer of adhesive, so that when the two pieces of wood are put together, the core is bonded into the center. So it doesn't break as easily, and if it does break, it's still easy to be sharpened and used without losing the entire core, like with Prismacolors. If you get a shattered Prismacolor, that entire core is going to slip out of that casing. I did compare them and blend them with the regular Castle Arts, and they came out pretty much the same. The regular Castle Arts were a little bit lighter than the oil-based Castle Arts. They do seem to blend together okay to create another color, and that sort of thing. They do very well with light and heavy without breakage. So they did very, very nicely, and they are a wonderful set of pencils. I'm going to zoom you out here just for a second while we read Art Matters. We will be coloring with these pencils for the entire week. So like I said, we are coloring right now in the Mystical Lands Chronicles, Book 2 by Karen Myers. We will be finishing that page today with them, and then we'll be moving on to a PDF coloring of the Tatiana Bogoma Christmas gift. So we'll be seeing both sides of this set of pencils, both the cardstock as well as a coloring book. Move this aside. So Art Matters, as you know, every Monday I go through Art Matters. We read the page and then we give it a good coloring. This is done by Neil Gaiman because your imagination can change the world. The illustrations in this book are done by Chris Riddell. And if you remember a couple of years back, I colored with several other YouTubers the book 100 Hugs, and I colored all 100 hugs. I did 100 days of hugs. And Chris Riddell is the artist that drew all of those hugs. So I was challenged to color this one. So I am coloring it, and when I get it colored, I will send it back to the person that challenged me, Miss Ashley, and she can enjoy all the colored pages. So the page says, the moment that you feel that just possibly you're walking down the street naked, exposing too much of your heart and your mind and what exists on the inside, showing too much of yourself, that's the moment you may be starting to get it right. So that's the page that we will be coloring. I do have a piece of paper behind the page so that the pencil or the ink markings as well as the pencil that I laid down on the other side stays put and doesn't get onto the other pages. So we're going to start off with our skin tones. We're going to start off with Apricot Light, I think. Maybe it's this one. Actually, let's start off with Peach. There's a little bit more skin tone there. So we're going to start off with the peach. And we're going to do our shadows. And it is laying down quite nicely on this page as well. I'm going to zoom you in just a little bit so you can see a little bit better of the page. So I hope everybody's weekend went well, and of course I will be live this evening coloring in the Chronicles, the Mystical Lands Chronicles, Book 2, finishing off the Elven Towns Chapel. That's it. So if you want to come check that out, you're of course welcome to do so. I would enjoy seeing you. All right. So if you have been looking at the Castle Art Golds or the Castle Art colored pencils and are wondering what's the difference between the two, the Castle Arts regular colored pencils, which do also now come in their own case if you want to buy them in the case or in the tin, they are a wax-based pencil, where this is a oil-based pencil. That is the one difference that I'm really keen on because I do prefer oil-based pencils. I just like the way they lay down better than wax-based pencils. I do find that the golds are a little bit softer um, in their laydown. They're not one that you have to press a little harder to get the pigment out. So that's another selling point to me because I have a fairly light hand. I don't have as light as many others, but I do have a fairly light hand and I do prefer to build that color up. That's hair, that's hair. This is not. So we're just going to make sure that we get in between the hair strands. All right. Now we're going to use the apricot light. And because of the fact that she's got plenty of skin, but it's a small picture, I'll only be using the two colors. And as you can see, as I bring them together, they blend very nicely where I don't have any major harsh lines going from one color to the next. All right. Now, I'm just trying to determine, I think, yeah, it looks like hair. It looks like hair. So we will do it as hair. And of course, this book is not meant to be colored in. It is Amazon reading paper. So as you may know, the paper in a book you read is different than the paper in a book you color. The paper in the book you read is much thinner, and it's not meant to take the abuse of a colored pencil. So you are only going to get one or two, maybe three layers, sometimes a little more depending upon the squishiness of the pencil on any given page. So if you are coloring along and you are finding that you're not able to layer a whole lot, just remember it's not meant to be colored. So just remember that as you're coloring and put down as much color to begin with as you can so that when you go into it with the next color, you have something for that color to grasp onto. And if you can't get more than that on there, then you still have a good blend of color. Just coming back through with my dark color here just to give those shadows just a little bit more. Like so. Get her fingers here. All right, now for her hair, we're going to start with Naples yellow. And as you're laying down the color, it will give you a better judge of what the page can handle, what the paper can handle. So just doing the skin has given me the information that the paper can handle at least two layers of color. So that tells me that I can put down a light color first and build that color up with the dark colors and the shadows. Some pencils you will find that you're putting down the dark color first so that you can put the heaviest color down and build into your lightest colors so that you get all the colors on the page. It all depends upon the pencils you're using, as well as whether or not you have a heavy hand, whether or not they're blendable, that sort of thing. All right, so we've got our Naples yellow down. Now we're going to go into our browns. And we're going to start with a brown that's already out, obviously, because I was coloring wood. So we're going to start with yellow ochre. It's terracotta light. Where's my yellow ochre? I need that one too. So there's walnut brown. I should have put these in the holder so I could see it. There it is. Alright, so we're going to start with yellow ochre, and we're going to build the color up from light to dark. Oh, Mr. Choo Choo says hello. So right now we're just putting in the colors for the highlights of her hair. So highlights in hair are a little different than highlights on an object. And highlight on an object is where the light is hitting it and it's shining brightly in that spot. Highlights in hair are where the hair has different colors involved, and when the light hits it, the colors change for those highlights that are in your hair. So for example, I am a brunette, but I have red highlights. So when the light hits my hair in certain directions, my hair looks like it has a red tinge to it. It has a red color in it. And that's what I'm adding here, is that underlaying color, so that when the light hits it a certain way, that underlying color is going to show through. And that's why we're going to use the walnut brown as well for our dark spaces. So our areas that are in shadow here, we're going to use walnut brown that has a little bit of a red undertone. And we're putting those into all of those areas that overlap, that give us that overlap shadow. As well as under the wonderful little flowers there. I was hoping to have this book done by the end of the year, but it doesn't seem like I'm going to. I will have to. I'm not going to continue it on next year. I will finish it on my own time. And next year, Monday, will be a different day. I don't know what yet, but we'll make it different. Okay, so for the flowers, we're going to go in with some purple. So this is quite literally purple. Trying to determine what's flower and what's leaf. Alright, and some green for the leaves. So this is juniper green. So because this was not drawn in a way that it's supposed to be colored, it's just very loosely drawn. So you have to sort of guess where things are, which is basically what I'm doing at this point. I'm just guessing where things are, which is fine. I don't mind using my thought process, and it's loosely instructed, but it doesn't need to be perfect, is what I'm trying to say. All right, now for the city around her. We've got our tall buildings. Let's put in some dark gray here. That's a lamp. Signpost and more buildings down there. Okay, and then we're going to take a lighter gray. And we're going to color this as loosely as he's drawn it. And hopefully I'm still on screen. Putting that reflective edge there. Alright. Putting a little bit of yellow. Let's use this one. A little bit of cadmium yellow in the light. And in the windows. And on the sign, we're going to use our red. Because it's a bicycle crossing sign. And I just want to use just a little tiny bit of black, if I can find it. It's one of the mini ones. Nope. No, it's out. I used it. And this is why we put our pencils away, people. I say that and then I just don't do it. I will put them away because losing pencils drives me crazy. Alright, we'll use this color. It's a little more brown, but that's okay. Just going to define some of those buildings a little better. Like so. Actually check and make sure that my black's not in there. No, just Mars black. It does have two different blacks in it. It has black and Mars black. And my black is MIA. It's here. I used it. Yeah, I used it on Saturday. Oh, there it is. It's a very short mini. That's why it was hiding. It rolled off the desk, off the mat here. That's better. That's better. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. All right. So again, it says the moment that you feel that just possibly you're walking down the street naked, exposing too much of your heart and your mind and what exists on the inside, showing too much of yourself. That's the moment you may be starting to get it right. And that is our Art Matters for today. I'm going to zoom out so you can see the whole picture a little bit better. And of course, to see the pencil swatch. There we go. So there we have our Art Matters for today. And of course, done with the Castle Arts 120 gold colored pencils. As you can see, they are a very, very good set of pencils. They color beautifully, and they are very, very soft. They're not heavy. So when using them on paper such as a reading book, they were easy to blend and easy to build that color. All right, guys, with that, I would like to say thank you all very much for watching. Of course, next Monday we will be continuing on this one. And by the end of the year, we should be about here, and which leaves me about 8 more pages to go. So I will be doing those on my own time at the end of the year. All right, guys, with that, I would like to say thank you all very much for watching. Of course, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you enjoy. And of course, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until next time, bye bye for now.